Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Health Habit Podcast, where we simplify complex health topics and create clarity on our paths to holistic wellness. My name is Maria Bellavia, your guide to all things holistic healing. Last week, I did an episode on skin health and some natural ways that we can support our overall skin appearance and just the functionality of our skin barriers. And in that episode, I shared a story about how in my mid-20s, I had some really bad acne that really negatively impacted my self-esteem. And I got some requests to talk a little bit more deeply on how I overcame the emotional side of that issue. So that is today's topic. Going to be short, sweet, and very impactful. And even if you aren't specifically struggling with skin issues, this is going to be really helpful for anybody that has a new diagnosis, experiences chronic flare-ups, or is just having some negative self-esteem issues because of any health-related concern. Because there are emotional and spiritual sides to every health issue. A really clear example of that is when people struggle with IBS. Often, these individuals will feel like they can't go into social events and social situations because you don't know when you're going to be able to find a toilet or privacy in a toilet. And so that will dramatically impact your overall satisfaction with life, right? So when I was struggling with my acne, I went through a major phase that we're going to call a desperation mindset. I was struggling and literally desperate for any kind of solution. I had no idea where I was going, what to do to improve it. So I just grasped for every single straw that I found. I bought all the skincare products, all the fancy tools like chromotherapy masks, and I was trying everything all at once with no results because I was all over the place. I was scattered and I was desperate. And a lot of people can get really stuck in that phase of their health journey where they have no clarity, they have no forward path, and they're just desperate and overwhelmed. And the number one thing that I found helped me was picking a path for myself. So for me specifically, I went and I saw an herbalist, and she told me to help your skin health, you need to focus on liver support. And I was like, oh my God, okay, let's do this. I'm so all in. So I stopped grasping for all the straws and I picked that one thing. I'm going to find a natural solution to support my liver. And that drastically changed my emotional struggles. I was like, okay, I have a path, I have a purpose, I have some clarity, and just picking that one area to focus on, an area that I felt excited and really hopeful about, drastically improved my quality of life at that time. So that would be my number one recommendation for anybody that's in that overwhelmed desperation state is find one solution that feels exciting and hopeful and makes you have that like empowered feeling, and then just focus on that one thing. If we're being completely honest with ourselves, we can really only focus on improving one to maximum of three things at once. As soon as we start focusing on like three or more, things can get a little bit iffy. And it's just going to perpetuate that desperation cycle where we aren't really taking the time to really develop a clear plan. We're just like, okay, we're going to do this. Oh, and then I fail at that one thing. So, oh, I'm also going to do that second thing. Like it literally creates like the stress response in your body because you need to have a clear path forward. So pick one or two things. And if you're like really gung-ho and you want to try three, go for it. Try a third. But I would really encourage you to focus on one or two things, and especially a natural thing. There is just something so empowering about deciding that you are going to make a lifestyle change that is going to support you naturally in the long term. Because most of the invasive remedies can only be taken short term. They don't fix the problem. They are a band-aid solution, which can work for a while, but eventually a band-aid falls off. Am I right? Now, when it comes to picking our one or two things to focus on, you do not need to spend a bunch of time doing research. Some people love doing research. That process will feel empowering for you, but others, it's just going to make you feel overwhelmed, and then you're going to end up picking nothing. It is perfectly okay to go with the first thing that gets you excited. There's nothing wrong with that. Even if you end up pivoting to something else, it doesn't matter. Pick your thing and start making momentum. That is the most important thing. The other thing that really started to improve my self-esteem when I was struggling with acne was the first time I started to feel progress. So I picked my one path. I was going to focus on liver support. And then I started to feel a little bit of progress. And that gave me so much reassurance that this was going to be okay. Which leads me into the third thing, is finding a support network, people that are also struggling with that problem. That could be a Facebook group. It could be an in-person group. It could be a friend that's going through a similar struggle. Having support and community and people that know the struggles intimately drastically improves your capacity to accept that there are ways forward and you are not alone. You never, ever, ever need to struggle alone. Okay, please don't force yourself to struggle alone. Ask for help. Get expert guidance. Join a Facebook group. Do something to get yourself support. Most of us are not going to be able to create momentum and to really see progress in a more quick time frame by themselves. Humans are social beings, so we need connection, we need support. And although you could eventually see some progress, it's going to take so much longer than if you just allow yourself to ask for help. I don't even want to think about how long it would have taken me to find my path forward, to find that thing that got me hopeful about improving my acne if I hadn't gone to see that herbalist, if I hadn't asked for help from somebody that I knew had worked with people that had the struggle. It's a game changer, I promise you. So pick your one path, find a supportive community, ideally people that are struggling with your same problem, and then focus on the teeniest little improvement. Just hold on to that and keep telling yourself, you got this. You are doing the work, you are doing the things, you can do this. People have done it, and you can do it too. Quick aside, I started consciously working on developing health habits and also just doing spiritual work and soul work from a very young age. For me, it started in my preteens and throughout high school, and it's been very consistent throughout my entire life, which is great because I have spent so much time learning about psychology and habit formation. And there is one thing above all that I found to be the most helpful when it comes to creating consistent habits and to actually sticking on a wellness journey. And it is this one statement: you never fail if you never stop. Psychologically, the hardest part is starting. Starting is always the hardest. So if you are trying to build a habit and you reach a stop point, you're like, I failed and now I need to start over, whether that's Monday, whether that's tomorrow, you are setting yourself up for some hard work. So instead, accept the fact that you are not going to stop. You are just going to learn and pivot. Learn, experiment, pivot. Just keep repeating. You never fail if you never stop. So even if it's the teeniest little step, you're always going to be moving forward. And this is so empowering, and it really can help with those emotional self-esteem issues that develop when you're struggling with health. And I know for skin stuff specifically, it's superficial, but feeling that we look good really does impact our wellness. So the last little nugget I would like to share with you is this. You always notice your faults more than anybody else. Most people aren't even really going to think twice if you have a few pimples or you have acne scars. Even if you have bad acne, people might notice it, but generally people don't care. They have their own things that they're thinking about. And if anybody in your life does care and speaks negatively about you because of something like that, they're not your people. Don't listen to them. They obviously have their own insecurities that they're now projecting onto you. So just acknowledge that you are your own worst critic, and most people do not care. You are already enough no matter what's going on. You are still you, and love is meant to be unconditional, right? You don't have to meet some kind of imaginary standard to get love and be worthy. No, no, no. You are alive. You exist. You are already inherently worthy. So remember that. Remember that always. You are going to be hardest on yourself than anybody else. And if you can ease that a little bit and start to just find little things that you love about yourself, maybe even like journal over that every day, like what's one thing I like about myself sort of vibe, do it. So that is how I started to overcome those emotional issues and that feeling like I didn't even want to be around my family, was asking for help, picking my one path, that one path that got me excited and hopeful, and then any little teeny bit of progress, holding on to that and telling myself that I am just going to keep making tiny little improvements. Just keep moving forward. I really hope that this has been impactful for you. And if you are ready to bless yourself with a clear path forward and get some extra support and guidance, I have got you. I have a one-on-one virtual coaching program called Wellness Consistency Coaching, and it is designed to give you clarity and confidence on your wellness journey. I slowly guide you through the 9 steps to building a 100% holistic, natural healing lifestyle. And I know that can sound overwhelming, but I promise you, I make it as plug and play, as simple and actionable as possible. So although you are going to learn throughout the program, it is in bite-sized portions, and every single call leaves you with a very realistic action step, and it's all personalized to your life. Nothing is standardized. It is always matched to your specific needs and what is going to work for you. Because at the end of the day, we don't build consistency if our habits aren't satisfying and fulfilling. So that is what we are creating with Wellness Consistency Coaching, is a complete rework of our lifestyle to make sure it aligns with your values, your needs, and what your body truly needs to thrive. So if you are ready to get rolling, go to the show notes. I have a link to the consistency program where you can snag your first call today, or you can head directly to thehealthhabit.net/services. So proud of you guys. Love you all, and I'll see you next week. Hello, beautiful human. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something new and felt inspired or blessed. If so, please take a moment to share this with a friend who's also working to improve their health and wellness. And leave me an honest review on Apple Podcasts. It lights me up to know that this podcast is helping you. Now, go get some sunshine on your skin, and I will meet you back here on Saturday morning for another episode. Bye!